All right, we're live. Let's do it. Um, okay, so welcome back. This is the second season now as Bate Borisov. I used the first season really to get an idea as to what the squad were capable of and see what I wanted to do with it, really, which I'm pleased with. Anyway, I'm pleased with what I've done over the summer. I'm going to take you through it bit by bit. Because there's been a lot of changes. At first, when I finished last season, I thought, well, I wasn't going to make that many changes, but it was a disappointing end to the season as we bottled it on the final day and missed out on the title, finishing third. The board really backed me with like £8 million worth of transfer budget, and well, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that they had offered, that quantity as a transfer budget. And I was going to approach it in one of two ways. I guess the first way was to just splash out. And I thought, no, let's do this. We need to win the title. We missed out last season. So now we need to push on. We need to win it. So transfers. First off, we've got one player who looks like he's going to be leaving, and we do have one player who's due to join. But this isn't until July. It was an end of contract thing, but I thought he looks a bit tasty. And he's from our rivals as well, or not from our rivals, sorry, but from good stock. So by the time he joins us, which won't be till July, he'll be nearly 19. So it may just be a little bit too late, but we're getting him for free. So, and we do have two good left backs anyway, so we'll have to see on that one. But it's not a bad pickup with a scout summary of 72. Let's see how he develops. Let's keep an eye on him throughout the season, and as I said, in a couple of months he'll be ours. So, okay, players in, players out. So as I said at the end of last season, we were really it was a disappointing end. I felt like a lot of players let me down. So, by the end of the season was here. So first off, Hervain Mukam, who had been out on loan anyway earlier in the season, I believe. There you go. And they were paying a loan fee anyway. And because I wanted to bring in my whole squad myself, I very quickly said, okay, let's have a look at Hervain Mukam. He was on like £1,000, which is a lot in this league. So I managed to sell him on. Now the interesting thing, look at the value of this player. And this is what I'm beginning to think is that in this league, and here's another one, is Besmartini. Now I sold him for a good value at the time of 16k. And look how much his value has risen to like 450k for literally like transferring. And if you look at the Ukrainian Premier League and kind of where it is, it's seen as kind of like the 8th best league. Which is, to me is probably why the value is so much higher. I mean, above Bundesliga, you've probably got Serie A, and then you've probably got La Liga, and then the Premiership. Whereas if you look at the league that we're in and the sort of rating of our league, 22nd, it's behind the Championship even. And I do think that's part of the reason why the value of players is not quite the best. and why we struggle to demand high fees. So it's something to bear in mind. In some ways that's good, but in other ways it means that teams in other leagues can pick off your players and for pittance and make a lot of money on it. So with that in mind, one thing that I've been very quick to do is put in a load of 50% sell-on clauses where I can, or at least a percentage sell-on clause. Like make a loss on the actual fee on the day, or not worry so much about the fee in the initial transfer, but worry about the sell-on fee and getting a percentage of the transfer of the next fee. So not the profit, but the actual next fee. So Kapov is one of ours. He's doing well, but he's another one that we've got a fee. Sell-on clause here, 50% for Nemanja Milic. He's quite old anyway, and he is in the Serbian league, which is just above ours, to be fair. So that's probably why his value hasn't gone up that much, but it's still gone up a little bit from when we sold him. We sold him for 27k, and these players don't retire at the age of 30. Excuse me. So Hervin Mukam we looked at already. As I said, we sold him for 60k, and he's worth 1.3. And we got a sell-on clause for him, the same as Besmatini. So bearing in mind that Hervin Mukam is 26, there's a good chance that he will move on eventually. And if we get 50% of that next fee, that could be quite a lot. That could be a nice little earner. We've got a sell-on clause for Popapenko, who was doing nothing for us, absolutely nothing. He is now worth 140k. He's in the Ukrainian league. So again, if he makes a first team appearance, his value is going to shoot right up, and we've got a 50% sell-on fee. So I think this is the way to kind of do it. We've got instalments coming in for these players, so that doesn't really count. But again, good bit of business, money coming in. Shirin, %40 of his next transfer fee will go to Bate, and he is worth nothing. Oh, that's interesting. He's playing for our next opponents. Strasovic, so that's a bit of a spoiler, but we ended up selling him. Sell-on clause, 50% for Vasilic. Where are they? In Russia. So where's the Russian league? That must be above ours. Oh no, because it's the first division. It's not the top division. Okay. Vodka we sold as well. He's 99k now, so we sold him and then a sell-on clause here for Yermakovic. But again, he's not going to be much cop. But you can see how it's a nice little earner. So I'm going to continue trying to get these 50% sell-on clauses. So transfer history, we had a good old clear out, from an ageing squad. We had a good old clear out. So Mukam went, Basmatini went, Popapenko went, Milic went, Vodka ended up going, Glinsky ended up going. That is a good clear out there of some players. Well, he's on loan. Vodka as well, like we signed him on a free at the beginning of last season. I thought he put in a good shift for us, but when an offer came in, I thought it's too good to turn down. Milic was just milling about, and hopefully we can make a nice little profit on him when he moves on elsewhere. Besmatini pissed me off when we had that, and so did Vodka actually, when we had that the team talk. And looking at his age, and I thought, he's doing all right, but he's not going to develop to any better than what we had. So I ended up I ended up selling him on, and it's probably going to end up being a good move. You know, if you look at how much he's worth now, we get 50% of that, so I'm happy. I'm happy with that because we managed to get in a decent right back. Mukam I've already told you about. And then just one more as well. He annoyed me as well about the team talk and came out before we were trying to win the league. And so again, I thought, I'm not having that. I'll move you on. Got good money for him. These are all little things. And then completely out of the blue, we got a bid for Strasovic, who is 35 years old. And the coach was saying that he was on decline, like he's definitely got slower. And I just thought, you know, he was on good money. I think he was on like 1,900, which is a lot. He was one of the highest paid players. And I thought, no, you know, it's time to move you on. You know, we've got players that we can bring in, develop behind you. So that was quite exciting, to be honest. And so the players in. Vodka was at the beginning of last season. So Miguel Aziz he was already in. But look at how when he came in, people were saying that he wasn't up to it. Look at his value. And his potential ability is fantastic. He's come on leaps and bounds. Miguel Aziz was a deal we actually agreed at the beginning of last season. But you can see that, you know, his potential is, you know, to be an absolute star. So, you know, it's good to finally get him in. He's playing obviously in the centre of midfield, which, you know, another reason why to let Vodka go. He's on quite a lot of money. But we've kind of freed up that by letting Strasovic go. This is a lad who's coming on a free. I took a bit of a punt on him. He's probably not going to develop to much. He's sitting in the reserves at the moment, so a bit of a shame there, but he's not on a lot. It was just one of those cheeky little gambles. Nezovic was another one I think that, you know, I'd agreed at the beginning of at the end of last season, towards the end. So he's another central midfielder, and you can see he's got great current ability, great potential ability. He'll slot straight in the first team against Bagger, who Bagger annoyed me recently because he keeps training really badly, and when I speak to him, then he kicks off about it. So I can see over the course of the season probably there being a bit of a handover here, and us ending up with this guy as like our first choice there. He's got a birthday of 4th of January, which is the same as me, so already I like him there. Great physicals and can tackle already. Just need to work on his mentals a bit, which is what we're trying to do with a box-to-box. I'm also mentoring him at the moment, so pleased with that. And then, like the goalkeeper search, he ended up being listed for loan, Hein, and I thought, shall I just buy him? And so that's what I've done. He's unfortunately out with food poisoning. He was going to start today, but he's out with food poisoning. So, again, you know, he's got great potential, great current ability. So he's going to pretty much share the goalkeeping gloves with our first choice, Shabertsky, who didn't do much wrong last season. And then the last one is a right back, obviously, because we sold. Who was it we sold that was at right back? Oh, that was it. Best Martini. We sold him. So I brought in this lad, who is another, like, potential to be pretty goddamn good. Already got good physicals, which is good because he's a little bit older. So we're working on his mentals at the moment. So that's good. And yeah, so I'm optimistic. I'm really happy with the business we've done. When you think that overall, what is it, 2.2, and that includes Skiering. You know, over the summer we've probably spent not a lot. You know, certainly not net. I mean, you take off 1.1, it's 1.4, 1.5. Oh no, it's not. That'll be 1.4 with all of that in. We'd already spent about 1.4. So 6. You're talking about 1.3 over the summer. Say 1.4 just to be on the safe side. You know, when you look at the players that we've let go, we got good money for him. You probably clawed back 0.2 million, say, with all of that. 80, 60. Yeah, I'd say like 0.2. So you're probably talking a net of about 1.2 over the summer. And the improvements that we got is fantastic. Left midfield, the left back hasn't come in yet, so we've got Filipovic in there, and we've got Nastic as well. So, you know, between them, they're okay. We've still got some of the aging players. And the other thing was that we keep getting bids for Ilya Shkirin, which is interesting. But also the coaches are saying how well he's doing in training and he's coming on leaps and bounds. So I'm going to keep hold of him. He's going to get another season because I really don't think we'll do better than him. But he needs to start scoring or skiering. So we're going to give him a go. He has started scoring in friendlies, which is awesome. There you go. Non-competitive 3, 1 goal, 1 assist. So maybe this is his season. Maybe. Did I explain Trukov? I think he was already here, wasn't he? But yeah, so again, he's going to get... Basically, so that's it. We've had an indifferent pre-season. I think when I left, I was so disappointed after losing in the league. It was this game when we bottled it. So we played some friendly games. To be honest, most of them I let my assistant take control of. We had the game against Zenit, and I thought, to be honest with you, I thought I wasn't too bothered. And rather than like stream playing that, I thought, because otherwise I'll be streaming that, and then there'll be a friendly and a bunch of friendlies in there. It was before the Super Cup got arranged, and I thought, and then I'm going to be going away for a long time. So what I did is I just played it, off camera. 2 really good games. We played really, really well, and was so unlucky to be on the losing side in both games. But it is what it is. We did lose, so we were knocked out of Europe in there. We had the Super Cup. We went 2-0 up, and I believe Shkirin got one. Yeah, there you go. We were actually 2-0 up, and they scored like a last-minute consolation. But so we actually won the Super Cup, which was good. Friendlies again, I didn't really pay that much attention to, and then we had the quarter-final first and second leg, and like all of our players were away on international duty. I think we had 17 away in total. So I actually just let my assistant take control for these games. I just let them do it, and you can see Ilya Sen did well. In that one, Skavish got a goal as well. As I said, I had nothing to do with this. And then Demidovic and Orikovo. So we won on there, but as I said, I didn't have a lot to do with it. So we got Minsk in the next round. Let's go. So what I'm going to do is I will play the Belishna game now, and what I'm actually going to do is field as many youngsters as possible. Like I say, I was hoping I could field Hein as well, but he's not made it there. We're going to play Shkirin. All the others are 17 and 18-year-olds. It should be really good. And this is like a marker. So if we don't do well in this game, and, you would expect us to beat Belishna, really. Their media prediction is about 13th out of 16. 13th. So this is a bit of a marker that we're going to take a look at a lot of our young players and see whether or not they've got what it takes, basically. That's the crux of it. And it's going to go one of two ways. We've got a lot of experience on the bench that we can bring on and call upon if needs be. But yeah, so the idea of this really is, let's take a look at it. Let's take a look and see where we are with this. If we get well beaten, then we know that we have to rotate a lot more. If we get a good result, then we can crack on. But I mean, I will be very interested to see how Shearing of all does. He's the one that I'm interested in. Interesting, they're playing Ober out on the left. El Neni, just why? Oh, hello, you're new. Anyway, right. So, how is he knackered? How are these players tired? Just doesn't make sense. Make any sense? Anyway, right, we're going to go in with this team anyway and see how we get on. If we're well beaten, we're well beaten. So, first game of the season. This could be a train wreck, especially given some of the players' physical condition, or it could be really good. So let's take a look. At least we've got the home team advantage. The moment we're getting outplayed drastically, but it's us with the... Oh, God. Well done, Kapov. Penalty. 9 minutes in, give away a penalty. It's not good. He's bottled it. Right. Show some passion. Come on. Getting walloped here. Miguel Aziz. Ball in. Kapov. Skip. Alright. Well, at least we're back in the game now. Good. At least we're starting to get a foothold in the game. Settle. What is that? Winners. Good. I think we're, as a team, you know, these players are talented, and you know they will develop well over time. But I think we're a good sort of 2 or 3 seasons away from being a really good side. Yes, 1-0. Like, we're a good side, and I think we've got what it takes to win the title this year, or at least go very close. But in terms of really, like, you know, the moment we play in Europe, it's like the moment we play in Europe, we're completely outclassed. Whereas I think in a couple of seasons' time, these players have got a chance to really develop. Shearing got his goal, didn't he? So it's good. It's nice. It looks like he's turned a corner. It looks like he's going to be a good little player now. We had to be very patient with him though, didn't we? This game's not over either, so we need to make subs. And what are we going to do? Because we've got no one that can play on the right. I think that would be a better choice. At least it gives him a rest anyway. Although he's tired himself, isn't he? They all are. Nekahajcik on for Demidovic. Yeah, I can't. I can't do that really. He's on 69, he's on 65, so he needs to come off. Shearing off for stepping off purely because of fatigue. We want to look after him if he's going to be scoring all our goals. As I said, Kopitovic should come on. Does he come on for the right back? I feel like he needs to. There you go. I don't know what that start was, but you know, at one point they'd had three chances on goal. We hadn't had any. Oh yeah, they had the penalty as well, didn't they? But now we've taken them to the cleaners. Really, I mean, deserve our win overall. Nice, Nekajcik, draw it back. Who's there? Stepanov, 2-0. Nice to see the two strikers getting goals as well. Great result that. Good. Because what that also means now is that with Dynamo Minsk around the corner, we can rest a few. So like, that was a really good start. Now what we're going to do is play the full strength for I can see him getting a lot less game time, that Berezkin. I'm actually tempted to sell him, but I feel like he'll be good just back up where he can play in the box-to-box role if needs be as well. But I think he's probably going to lose his place. Have we confirmed squad numbers yet? I don't think we have. And I can see him getting more game time as well. That's so annoying. But the beauty is, though, is that, you know, we're putting these players in and I'm not fearing what I'm seeing. Like, you know, if they go in, they go in, you know, right? If they play, they play. Really pleased with that game and the outcome of it. We can just gather a bit of momentum. Don't need any scouting meetings now, really. We've got a good record against Minsk, to be fair. Okay. Scavish is okay. Hines back to full fitness. Oh, did he ever game for the reserves? Shame, I would have liked to have given him some time. We're going to play Trukov as like the main man in there now. Right, let's do it. $28. As good as any. First leg, we're at home. Let's wipe the floor with them. Looks like we're dominating the game again, which is good. Skirin, Volkov 1-0. It's not been disallowed, has it? No. Take that. I swear 14 and 15. We're just having a little chat. Skirin, 2 goals in 2 for him. I think he's settled now. And I think he's going to have a good season. We just got to make sure he doesn't get any injuries, pick up any daft injuries. But he's starting to blossom, you know. Okay. Right. You're going to come on. You're going to come on. And I feel like, again, Stepanov could come on. Just purely to give him game time still. But also to rest Skirin and wrap him in cotton wool. We don't really need another goal. Sure, we've got the away leg to go yet, but we don't really need another goal. Though we could also do with not conceding and oh, it's a banger. 3-0. Goodbye is all she wrote. And I think it is an absolute banger. It's nearly number 4. I think as well, so it was a bit disappointing, but we ended up in the 2nd European division. So the Euro Cup 2. Can't remember if they've drawn it yet. But that's also another chance of going fairly far in Europe, because you know, if you look at the players the teams that we were drawn against when we were in the Europa, and I know we managed to qualify, but I think there was a little bit of luck in that last season. Whereas I feel like the teams that we're going to be drawn with Have they done the draw yet? Belarusian Cup? No. Like, where's the Euro 2? So it's not the European Champions Cup. There's the Euro Cup. And then there's the Euro Cup 2. It's not until... Right. So like Liverpool are in there, which is mental because they are ridiculously good in this game. No, they're in the European Champions Cup. Oh, this is the first year. All right. Well, anyway, it's basically another tier of European football, and I'm thinking that teams that are going to be in there. There you go. Like Liverpool in the. I feel like it's another chance that we've got to go quite far in Europe. Whereas, like the Champions League, obviously we don't stand a chance. You know, it's nice for the money. Yeah, the fact he's only 23 as well. So it's good. It's good. You know, we're in good shape. Yeah, he... Make you unavailable. Right, okay, let's try and work out. So there's this league game which is sandwiched in between. So we need to make a few changes. So let's play Aziz because I don't want him to feel left out. Dragoon out because basically the older players I think we should probably rest. Demidovic. Skavish I'll keep out there. I think the back four we keep out there. And maybe we play Yablonsky instead of Volkov. Now the other thing I'm going to do, and this could be the kiss of death, is I'm going to give Hein a start because I think he deserves it. Media prediction 7th, so they're not rubbish. They're not a walkover, which is why I think the back four, and then Skavish, just the midfield a little bit, but they're We'll have to see. It's good to see Skurin's got a little bit stronger in terms of... We'll have to see. But the important thing is that we should be able to make changes if we need to strengthen it up. This isn't going to be a case where really, we probably don't need to make so many changes for the league, because the first leg was such a walkover that you can't imagine them turning over like a 3-goal advantage. But like it's really only the centre of midfield that's a bit of a risk. He's, in my opinion, as good as first choice now. You know. There's nothing wrong with that. You know. So let's not worry too much about that. Striker's obviously in form at the moment. He's used to playing there. He is, you know, experienced in there. And if we've got Dragoon on the bench, and what we'll do is as well, we'll put Bagger on the bench. So if it needs changing up, then we can do it, you know. Really, really, really excited though. Like maybe not so much this season. I think this season's going to be a little bit of a grind in places. You know, there's a lot of young players here. 'Who's not training well? See, this is what I mean. But he keeps being lazy in training. And for that, you're not getting on the bench. Komarovsky will. So yeah, I think as good as Bagger was last season, and he didn't train badly. .22 seconds in. Aziz now. Come on, let's get the ball back. Kopitovic, good. Skavish. Shkurin's on that. No, he's not. Skavish again. Jablonski. Kopitovic. Skavish. Trukov. Good. I'm liking this. One more. Oof. Our left back was in oceans of space there, Nastic. I don't know why we couldn't. I don't think I ever got asked to do my squad numbers, which is a bit bizarre. Maybe I did and I just overlooked it. But yeah, really, really busy summer. That took hours. Oh, come on. Oh, it's disallowed. It's been disallowed. Right, demand more. Come on, this is not good enough. What? Oh, are they showing? Play. Fine. Don't know what that was about. Nastic. What a ball that is. Aziz in space. Great ball out to Shkirin. Not sure what Shkirin's doing all the way out there. He should be getting in the middle. Demidovic. Shkirin. Oh, he's hit a banger. The debutant. And I'll tell you what, when you've got this lad as a ball-winning midfielder hitting bangers like that, and you've got Bagger who's messing about in training, I think there's only one way forward. I really do. What a hit that is. Oh, it's lovely. Yeah, you've got Nezovic and you've got Komarovsky, both of them like doing the business in training. Could have been 2-0. Oh, Nezovic again. What a debut he's having. It's beginning to look a bit good, isn't it, this football that we're playing? Demidovic, Trukov. How's he missed that? Jesus wept. Who looks stressed? Skavish. Seemed down and... seemed down and pressured. All I'm saying is don't let your performance levels drop. What any good manager would say. Shkirin, oh, I'll tell you what, this guy, this Shkirin now, considering how much of a poor season he had last season, it is a goal a game. He is scoring a goal a game. Glad that problem's sorted. Right, you're having a poor game. You're knackered, so you'll come off. Oh, I've just realised, whoops, I had them round the wrong way. That's a mild concern that I did that. Is anyone particularly tired? Scavishes. We'll put on Neck a High Chick for Scavish. And continue game for now. Can't believe I had Aziz and Nizovic in the wrong. I think which one's quicker? Pace 12 and 13. Nizovic is quicker. Do you know what as well? He performed well in the first half, so he can finish there in the box-to-box role. End of the day, we're balancing game time quite well at the moment, and so Soligursk have already dropped points today to Slavia Moisir. Okay. So where are we at? It's all going very well. So we'll play the second leg and just make sure that we get to the cup final, find out who we're playing. We could play that as well because that's a fairly big game. And Dynamo Brest. I think the games really to sort of come back for are Minsk, Shakhtar, Soligorsk and Brest. So I can play these ones and then probably have a nice break, or not break, but as in just play offline or off air for these games and then come back for this. See, even then, Minsk, Soligorsk, Brest. Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, let's play the Minsk game, and then it's probably a good time to wind up the recording, I think. What were we on time-wise, anyway? It must have been a good hour. Fantastic. So, youth and training facility upgrade has been completed. So, club info, facilities, top corporate, excellent training, average data analysis. I thought we upgraded them. Great youth facilities. Okay. Club Vision. Make board request. No. We'll have to leave that. Very disappointed that we're not signing players from our domestic rivals. Sign high reputation players. Very pleased and play counter-attacking football. Satisfied. Fantastic. So, yeah, it hasn't really been reflected in his training stars, but it's good. It's the best we can hope for, really, at this level, you know. So this second leg then, shall we do it? Shall we play the youngsters and just see how they get on against what is a decent side? I'll hold on Kapov there. And then we want Volkov as the ball player. I believe that's right. Ball play defender Volkov, yeah. Left is Filipovic, who at one point was touted as like the star player. On the right, Orakevo, but we do want Skavish on the bench. Komarovsky for Aziz. We'll put Dragoon on the bench, I think, but what we'll do is we'll take Yablonsky off. So there you go, that is a very young squad. Filipovic and Volkov are the oldest. Volkov, I don't think, has got very good leadership. Oh, he has. Okay, let's do that. So then on the bench, Shabertsky, Kopitovic. Yeah. Relentless Bate are now but a matter of time away from setting a new team record. I've won 6 matches on the spin, keeping up the tremendous form. Didn't even realise. Dynamo Minsk away. And I think I'll go balance to begin with and just see how we get into the game. They agree. That happened quick, didn't it? That's pretty cool. 0 caps. Why are they tired? Just don't get it. I don't get why. I suppose they did play the other day, didn't they? That's so annoying. Neck a high check. So we don't have an advanced playmaker on the bench. We'll win. We'll be alright. Right, so this is about as hard as it gets. It's a really good opportunity to see what these guys can do. Well, really good start, innit? 5 shots, 4 on target. Shearing, is it I think skimmed the bar. Let's just make sure I've got players in the right. He's in the box to box. He's in the centre right. He's the ball player. Yep, he's that. Filipovic. Yep. Shearing, Trukov. Yeah. This is exciting, to be all over Dynamo Minsk with such a young squad. Orakevo with such a young squad is a really good sign. Nine shots. So they're 1, 4 on target. Still going to get more of them. There you go. Let's fire them up. If we can beat Minsk away with this young squad, Aziz straight in there. Well done. Komarovsky, Shearing, get there. Demidovic, Aziz again, Shearing. It's nice football. Demidovic, Shearing. Use the overlap and get in the middle then. You're supposed to be a striker. Orakevo. Oh, he's done it. It's disallowed. Offside. Okay. Going to make a few changes because there's a few tired legs out there. Nekahaichik's coming on. Stepanov's coming on. Skavish is going to come on as well. Least tired out of all of them. They are three massive changes in terms of not so much stepping off, but the two wingers to bring on. These wingers who are great block. Thought that went in then. Right, come on. They've definitely come back into the game in this second half, haven't they? I think the subs we've made probably at a good time. Right, 74 minutes. Oh, who's lost that? Who was that? Oof. Oh, number 16. Come on. Trying to select him. Well, at least we're through. Yeah, I'll take that. Nice. Let's do it. That, for that bunch of players at that age, is fantastic. We're playing against Dynamo Brest in the final. When's that then? Only got a couple of days. And we'll keep the original goalkeeper in as well. Because it's a big, big game. So yeah, we'll play that, and then I think we'll call it a day there, because otherwise I'll be on forever. It's been a good hour. I think, there's definitely going to be players that I'm going to have to move out at the end of the season because they're not up to it. I'm basically keeping them around for depth, and then I'll probably move them on. like Bagger, that really annoyed me that he's um, if he can train properly, I'll happily put him back in. Very good. So he's still on the up. Komarovsky. Have I trained him? Yeah, okay. Look at that, 10 out of 10 in training. I'm not going to keep praising him because I keep doing it and he gets annoyed by it. But bad timing, isn't it? So we'll put in Berezkin. I don't think. I can see him slipping through the net, to be honest. It's a shame because he's come through our youth system. Shakhtar Soligorsk 7th. Let's do it. I have to tell them I've got faith in them. They need that reassurance. Nice. We want our title back. We want our title back. You know, blowing teams away. Nice ball. Sturvish at the back post. 2-0. I mean, it's very, very good that, Am I right in thinking that these are the defending champions that we're beating 3-0? Great save from the keeper. Keeper. I'm pretty sure they won the league in the end because they do. There's like this weird playoff. Didn't really want to concede. Three one at half time. Don't get complacent. Scavish has already taken a knock. I should probably take Scavish off actually. Nice. Kopitovic. Right, I'm going to take Stavish off. And who else can I put on? I mean, they're all playing so well, and you would expect that. Nezovic off for Komarovsky, just so they can share the game time, really. And we will take off Shkirin, who's had an unusually quiet game. Another one for Scavish. So, 5-1 against the proceed with the tactical changes, yeah. Stavish got a hat-trick. I think that might be the first hat-trick in my reign, you know. Oh, that would have been Stavish as well. They have absolutely crumbled. It's 6-1. Like, these are supposed to be the champions. It's embarrassing that we're... Straight away into another highlight. Look at that. It knows I want to go to bed. It's getting late. Not so good. Little bit of a warning sign there. We do get done by the ball over the top, don't we? I mean, I know we play... Well, we don't even play a high line. We play a normal line. Berezkin's absolutely shattered. I can't make any more subs. Vodka is playing for them as a centre-back. I've only just seen that. That's mental. Oh, it's makeshift because he got injured. 6-1. I'm sure they won it last time. I'm sure they're the champions. Yeah. And they just got an absolute thumping by us. Two or 3 days I can take that. It's all going a bit well at the moment. I'm sure it will... What I will do now is I'll come off air I will probably, if that game wasn't there in the middle, then I'd say I'll play all these games off air, just because it is a, believe it or not, it is quite a, when you're online constantly like this, you sometimes you want to just, you feel like you have to constantly do things, whereas like when you're offline, you can, go to the toilet, or you can get a drink, or you can get something to eat, and you can do all those little bits in between. So what I'm going to do is I will obviously call it a day here. I think we're in good shape. I will not record that game. I won't even record that game. I'm going to go for a really big area here of just playing through the games and just advancing the game a little bit. I'll come back for the cup final, obviously, and then we've got a run because we've got that. We've got Dynamo Minsk, so I'll show those games in between. I mean, by July as well, we should have had been drawn in Europe, so I think I'm right in saying that it will be around European time as well. So that's something to bear in mind. So we might be able to get that in here as well somewhere, because there's only one game in June. So that's what we'll do. We'll come back for this. So if you've been watching, thanks very much. Hope you've enjoyed it. Feel free to subscribe. And thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.